I said goodbye to my dying husband and walked out of the hospital, then I overheard two nurses whispered about a shocking secret. I froze in disbelief. The hospital doors slid shut behind me, and I stood in the parking lot, unable to move. The late October sky was gray and heavy, the kind that feels like it's slowly pressing down on you. I had just held my husband's hand, kissed his forehead, and whispered words I wasn't sure I believed anymore. Fight, Marcus. Please fight. But the doctors had been clear. Without a kidney donor, Marcus had weeks, maybe less. His body was failing faster than anyone had predicted. We had been on the transplant list for 8 months. 8 months of false hope and devastating phone calls. I had met Marcus at a community center volunteer drive 6 years ago. He was fixing broken chairs in the back room, while everyone else stood around looking important. That was Marcus always doing the quiet work, never asking for credit. We married under a maple tree in his grandmother's backyard, barefoot, laughing through our vows. Now I was losing him at 34. I pressed my back against the cold brick wall outside the hospital entrance, trying to breathe. 2 nurses stepped out for a break, standing just a few feet away, their voices low but clear in the quiet evening air. Did you see the man they brought into bed 12 tonight? John Doe, no ID. Apparently he's been living off the grid for years out in Clover Ridge. Strange thing is, his blood panel came back. He's O negative. Rare kidney compatibility markers too. The nephrologist was shocked. My ears locked on. O negative. Rare compatibility markers. Marcus's doctors had told me his profile was so specific that fewer than 1 in 10,000 donors could ever match. I turned around. Excuse me, I said, my voice shaking. The man in bed 12, do you know anything else about him? They exchanged glances. One of them softened. Are you a family member? No, but my husband has been waiting 8 months. His markers are extremely rare. Is there any way? She stopped me gently. You'd need to speak with the transplant coordinator. We can't say more. I didn't sleep that night. At 6 a.m., I was at the coordinator's desk before the morning shift had settled in. I explained everything. She listened, pulled up records, and made calls. By midday, she found me in the waiting room. Mrs. Reyes, the man in bed 12, regained consciousness this morning. His name is Gerald Ackefer. He's agreed to speak with you. I walked into that room, not knowing what to expect. Gerald was thin, weathered, maybe 60. He looked at me with dark, tired eyes. I held out Marcus's photo. My husband needs a kidney. I know this is an enormous thing to ask of a stranger, but I was told your compatibility markers are rare and... He stopped me. He stared at the photo for a long moment. His jaw tightened. What's his full name? Marcus Ackefer Reyes. He kept his father's surname, even though he never knew him. His father left before he was born. Gerald's hands began to tremble. His voice dropped to almost nothing. His mother was her name Claire. My heart stopped. Yes. The room went completely still. I'm his father, Gerald whispered. I've been looking for him for 30 years. Gerald was tested that afternoon. He was a near-perfect match. 3 weeks later, Marcus woke up from surgery squeezing my hand with the strength I had been so terrified of losing. His father sat on the other side of the bed, eyes red, head bowed. Marcus looked between us, overwhelmed, confused. There's someone you need to meet, I whispered. I used to believe that love alone was what kept a marriage alive. But sitting in that hospital room, watching a father and son find each other in the very moment one saved the other's life, I understood something far deeper. Sometimes, the miracle you've been praying for is already on its way. You just have to stay long enough to hear it coming.